Hey everyone out there, my name is Darren Krause. I'm editor at LiveWire Calgary. As you can see, I have my evening attire on here. But the reason why we're going live is there is some breaking news that just came out just a little under an hour ago, and that's related to the Event Centre deal. Let me get you up to speed. We have the mayor coming out here in probably about 3 minutes. But what we know at this point is, according to a conversation the mayor had with Calgary Sport and Entertainment majority shareholder Murray Edwards, the Calgary Flames are going to be walking away from the Event Centre deal. Now, we haven't yet received a statement from the Calgary Flames confirming this, but we are led to believe from Mayor Gondek that this is indeed the situation. Apparently, what it comes down to is work on climate mitigation and some roads and right-of-way items that total an additional $16.1 million. According to the mayor, they had come to the table with $6 million or $6 million in change, and they would be asking the Flames to put together the remaining $9.7 million. So that's where we're at. We are waiting to hear the mayor speak at this moment. It will be interesting to hear what she has to say. This is a deal that, since 2008 when it was going, or 2010 when it was going through the Calgary Next scenario and the West Village portion of it, we've had ongoing breakdowns and talks, and this is just the latest. Earlier this year, the Flames and the city were on pause for a while because there were some issues with some budgetary decisions that were being made. So the project was put on pause. From there, what happened a little bit later on in July was the city and the Flames came together to make a deal that the city and the Flames would each additionally put in $12.5 million. The Flames, or the city, would also cover up to $10.5 million in event-related costs. But the other aspect of that, and where some people in the community had a little bit of an issue, was having the Calgary Municipal Land Corporation taken out of the deal. Calgary Municipal Land Corporation, CMLC, they are overseeing the Rivers District Master Plan. And apparently, as a part of the negotiation, the Flames did not want the CMLC as a part of the project management team. So that's where we're at. In November, the Event Centre did go to the development permit stage, and it did actually get a little bit of resistance from folks because of some things like the climate mitigation. The city of Calgary had just declared a climate emergency. It was, I believe, the arena was slated to be a silver LEED building as opposed to being gold or beyond. There were some issues with that. There were also some concerns about the roadways and the right-of-ways and what was being made available around the arena. And that's what's got us to the point we're at today. Again, if you're just joining, you may have already seen the original news that Mayor Jyoti Gondek tweeted at about 5:38 p.m. this afternoon, that she had a conversation with Murray Edwards, the primary shareholder for the Calgary Sport and Entertainment Corporation, and they will be pulling out of the deal, according to the mayor. We haven't yet gotten that confirmed from Calgary Sport and Entertainment at this point. Just checking the email inbox. And so we're going to be waiting for that response. there's no secret that this deal it divided the city. There are many who believe that we need a new stadium, and I would say many people on the side of no to this deal are actually in favor of a new stadium. But it was the commitment of the public money that many people took issue with. I know that on social media, reading some of the comments right now, there's some belief that this is yet another way to squeeze more money out of the city, not wanting to necessarily walk away from the deal, but it is over $9.7 million. The mayor, in her tweet thread, did indicate that she found it staggering, that was her word, staggering that an organization on a $650 million deal would pull out over an additional 1.5% increase. Again, we have not heard from the Flames at this point to provide their side of the story. And right now we are waiting for Mayor Gondek to go to the podium. It will be coming up here shortly. In other Flames news, of course, they are on a break until after the Christmas holiday because of the COVID-19 situation that has hit the team. I believe it was all told 30 players, coaches, and support staff within the organization who had been at least put into the NHL's health and safety protocol around COVID-19. So they haven't been playing any games as of yet. Also of note, the province did put in place restrictions on mass gatherings. So even if the Flames were playing, there would likely be a restriction on the number of attendees that would be allowed at those games. The Flames have posted to Twitter a number of times saying that there are no new cases, and that and they have added no other people to the COVID health protocols. Again, if you're just joining us, the mayor tweeted about 1 hour ago that the Calgary Flames have pulled out of the event center deal. We are about to go live, and we're going to go live right now.
How's the sound? Good. Sorry, everybody. I know you were probably getting ready for the holidays. Let me know when you're ready. Okay. Today, I'm bringing you the unfortunate news that we have come to a conclusion where the event center deal is not proceeding forward. Had an opportunity to speak with Murray Edwards late this afternoon. He has tried his best to get his partners to keep moving forward with the event center deal. There was additional funding that had to be taken on by Calgary Sports and Entertainment Corporation. It appears that they're unable to make that financial commitment following the approval of their development permit. So it would appear that they are ending the deal.
Since you're elected, you said there's been additional costs to this deal. So can you blame the Flames for stepping back from the deal and thinking that there weren't any more costs coming?
Oh, it's not a blame game that needs to take place here. What needs to happen is an understanding that in July of this year, we revisited the original deal that we struck in 2019. And at that time, any additional costs to be borne by Calgary Sports and Entertainment Corporation. That's where we find ourselves now. Unfortunately, those are costs that they believe they cannot bear now.
What are the costs that CSEC wanted the city to shoulder on this?
So there are some additional costs for road right-of-ways. There are additional public realm improvements along the sidewalks adjacent to the facility. There is photovoltaic capacity, climate mitigation measures that are required on the building as a condition of the development permit. So factors like that drove the cost up from what was known before the development permit approval.
So what would the total be that the city would be asked for
all of this went through?
Well, it appears that they are wanting us to at least share a portion of the cost for those right-of-way improvements, the public realm improvements, the climate mitigation costs that are involved. I'm not exactly sure what they are seeking from the city in total, but I do have to tell you that the deal that was struck in July of this year indicated that additional costs would be borne by Calgary Sports and Entertainment Corporation. So according to that contract, the city can't come back with additional funding. We have, however, tried to ensure that any of the road work that is the responsibility of the city would be funded by the city. So we have done our best to achieve the targets of the deal that's before us.
Let's see, second indicated why it can't uphold its end of the deal, what it agreed to, which was to cover any cost overruns over and above what we saw on the table in July.
I can't imagine what the circumstances are for the team at this time. What I can tell you is that Mr. Edwards indicated that he tried to work through this deal with his partners, and they're simply unable to move forward with shouldering greater costs.
How can they do this given that they signed the deal? Even when it was synced slightly this year, when there was the cost overruns and then went into court, they signed off on that too, I believe. So how can they pull out?
I think there's a variety of factors at any given time that influence deals. We have seen cost overruns based on inflation and supply chain. I'm not exactly sure what is driving their position, but I can tell you that we have done our best to be accommodating, and unfortunately, they're unable to proceed at this time.
How much money has the city of Calgary spent on this matter so far?
So the deal that we had confirmed this year, well, let's go back to the deal that we originally struck, and that was to split the costs equally of a $550 million deal. That was the deal that we struck in 2019. In addition to that 50%, we provided the land, 90% of the demolition of the Saddle Dome, excess flood and site remediation costs and levies. So our contribution at that time in July of 2019 was 275 million plus 22.4, which was a total of 297.4 million plus the land. In 2021, this past summer, the deal changed, became a new deal where we added an additional $12.5 million as the city, because there was a provision for that in the original contract. We also added up to an additional $10 million in event management and transportation management costs. So that led the deal to be $307.4 million on behalf of the city plus the land.
And how much has been spent so far?
I can't give you that total number right now.
So what happens next?
I'm very interested in seeing what happens next. I can only give you a snapshot in time. We were quite surprised by this. So what happens next will unfold over the next few days.
So there was no indication whatsoever prior to your conversation with Larry Edwards that there may have been some concerns about some of those things in the right of ways and the climate mitigations.
There's always concerns about those things, and they did get raised. Did I think we would be walking away from a deal at this point in time? I did not. It's a surprise to me that this happened today. So one of the biggest benefits that the 2019 deal offered is the expertise of Calgary Municipal Land Corporation as the development manager. To have a development manager like that who has run major projects in this city on time and on budget would have been a benefit to Calgary Sports and Entertainment Corporation. Unfortunately, in the summer of 2021, Calgary Municipal Land Corporation was removed as the development manager. In my opinion, they had the expertise to understand that there would be further costs required for public realm improvements. They probably would have indicated that you need to be aware of climate-related costs, and I think this may have been stewarded differently, but that's just a supposition on my part. It was a very straightforward conversation with Mr. Edwards today. We talked about this deal.
So what are the legal ramifications of this deal falling apart?
These are all things that we have to unpack in the coming days. The weight of this has been fairly heavy for all Calgarians, and we are just trying to process what happens next.
What does happen next? Because Christmas is coming and all that stuff. Will there be meetings in the days ahead, or are you going to be agreed to talk again in January?
I'm absolutely available to discuss this matter further as needed. I know our administration is incredibly dedicated to this project as well. Unfortunately, the brakes have been put on it, and it is indicated by Calgary Sports and Entertainment Corporation that it's come to an end. So if there is more of a conversation to be had, certainly willing to engage. We will see.
So is it over to Mr. Edwards, or is the deal dead and there's nothing left to talk about regarding this?
I can't speak on behalf of Mr. Edwards. I can tell you that we had a very professional and straightforward conversation. I am reporting to you my understanding of the situation, and anything else that you need to know from him, I would encourage you to chat with him, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. The mayor, sorry about the audio on the questions. We stuck with the audio on the mayor's podium there. Very interesting situation. The mayor did say that she's available. They're willing to sort through it. But for all intents and purposes, the deal between the Calgary Flames and the city for the event center is done. And she had indicated that they will be unpacking it over the next several days, perhaps even into the new year. I get the sneaking suspicion that this is not over yet, but keep it locked at livewirecalgary.com. We will provide you with all of the information that we can. And in the meantime, take care.